So the Africa Youth Climate Assembly 2023 is over, and so is the Africa Climate Summit. And I don't know how many of you attended or were following us or following the conversations online, but on this couple of episodes, we get to break down for you what are some of the outcomes of those summits and what exactly do we expect going forward. My name is Stella Bogonko, CEO Jacob's Ladder Africa, and this is Green Jobs Africa. On this episode, we get to break down for you what the Africa Youth Climate Assembly was all about. Like we said in a previous episode, the youth in the African continent decided that they do not want to be left behind. They wanted to be partakers and also determinants of what the outcome of the Africa Climate Summit would be. And so that assembly was held from the 1st to the 3rd of September. It was an amazing coming together of young people from 35 countries, which was an amazing feat for the team and the secretariat that put it all together. And I must say congratulations to them. I was present and I got to see the energy in the room, the innovation, the excitement, the ideas, and the deliberations that were going on from young people from across the continent saying that they are already doing something. And many of them have amazing innovations that I'll be sharing with you about. And they wanted to make sure that whatever comes out of the main summit by the African heads of state captures or includes their thoughts and their aspirations as young people on the continent. One of my favorite moments was seeing young people being able to share what their aspirations are, in particular, how they want to play in the innovation space, their challenges, and I'll be highlighting a few of them shortly. One of the other things that I found amazing was the showcase of what they are already doing. Some innovations that they've already have been developing in their own way. And they came to this summit to be able to display them and share with their other fellow young people, as well as engage leaders who are present in the room as well, to show them that they are already doing something and all they need is support for them to be able to take it further from where they are. So for me, from a point of reflection, there were three things that I would take away from the Africa Youth Climate Assembly. The first one is that we're not short of innovation. If you were there, as I was, there was amazing ideas, amazing innovations. I'll give you an example. There's a young person from Nigeria and he creates shoes from plastic and a mixture of plastic and different waste. And he's already received funding, and that was supported by one of the multilateral Pan-African banks. And the brilliance behind that was that he was able to be supported to start the idea in Nigeria, and now he's expanded to other countries, including he's setting his eyes on Kenya as well. And that's a young person doing something to address the issue of climate change. The other one was a young person who is also looking at manufacturing cement. Green cement, for those who don't know, the actual cement production contributes to climate change in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. So someone who's able to produce or come up with an alternative to cement is a big deal when it comes to the construction space. And that's a young person who's come up with this idea, has received funding, and is able to take that idea further because someone believed in him. So the second thing I took away from the summit is that we cannot run away from agriculture when it comes to young people. And because we focus on jobs as Jacob's Ladder Africa, we know that the way to create jobs has to be within the already existing macro environment and within the already existing economic channels that are already existing within the continent. And in this case, for example, is agriculture. For those who do not know, 72% of young people, for example, in Kenya, live in the rural areas. And in the rural areas, despite the benefits of devolution that have already taken place in the country, we still rely heavily on agriculture. So one of the fastest ways to create jobs, and green jobs in particular, is through agriculture. And it was great to see young people saying we do want to get involved in agriculture, and not just in the traditional methods, but in climate smart agriculture, as well as down the value chain into the agro-processing side. And there were amazing ideas, brilliant examples that were being showcased at the summit as well. The other area was renewable energy. Well, renewable energy is a big deal, and it continues to be a big deal on the continent. We do have amazing potential. Apparently 40% of the global potential for renewable energy resides in Africa, which means that if we do want to play a role in decarbonizing the world while creating jobs, we can do that in the renewable energy space. And it's great to see that young people were offering and showcasing what they can already do. We had organizations like Fortescue present, showcasing what they're already doing doing in the country, investing millions, if not billions of dollars in the country to be able to generate green hydrogen, which is one of the areas that young people say that they want to get involved in. Under the agriculture piece, we even had a young person from South Africa showcasing what she's doing with seaweed, which apparently, apart from eating, and I am a big fan of seaweed, but apart from a delicacy in terms of a meal that you can have, which has amazing nutritional value, it can be used for other regenerative purposes. And this is a young person who's already doing it in South Africa and seeing amazing potential on the coastlines of Kenya and seeking to come and do the same investment in Kenya. Young people between the ages of 24 all the way to 35, amazing and brilliant ideas. You had to be in the room for you to hear and get the kind of energy that was present in the room. Now, these are just examples of amazing and, like I said, innovative ideas that were being showcased by young people. If you were present or if you watched or participated virtually, do share your views and opinions, your inputs. What were your takeaways from the summit and what are your desires or aspirations going forward? Were they captured in the Africa Youth Climate Assembly Declaration? Do you feel that it achieved your expectations at the end of the day? If you do have comments, please share with us at the comment section below. My name is Stella Bogonko, CEO and co-founder Jacob's Ladder Africa, and this is Green Jobs Africa.